Thank you. It's been said you make a living by what you get and a life by what you give. And as you can see, the panelists today, we've all decided we want to make a life, and we ask you, are you living your best life? So now I want you to join me in expressing our deepest appreciation to the man who is the wind beneath the wings of the PhD project, Bernie Milano.
Jorge said the first 50 are free. After that is $10 a piece. Please express your appreciation to the panel. I think they did a terrific, terrific job. We are so proud of Dr. Shelton. We first met Sandra when she received a doctoral scholarship from the KPMG Foundation when she was at Wisconsin. And then, as she said, at this very podium in December of 1994, as she was about to lead this panel, being able to acknowledge her as the most recent PhD in accounting and perhaps PhD in any business discipline. And then to have her with us this whole time and to watch her career, and she ended up teaching for KPMG in our training programs. And then just recently became the KPMG professor at DePaul, and which is now an endowed professorship. So we have a long, wonderful history and life with Dr. Shelton. She's just really terrific. I'd like to have Dean Quaister-Craig come up to the stage. So while he's coming up, a couple comments. First of all, this is the first time at 22 conferences that I really have heard two words that have come out over and over and over again. And that's purpose and meaning. And it's really interesting now when you think about Generation Z, as they call it, and the millenniums, they really talk about wanting to have a purpose in their lives. I have a son who graduated from Middlebury College this past May. And he's not sure what he wants to do. He's back at Middlebury as a counselor, and it's just it's an important role, and it's a role that he's internalizing a lot. And he keeps saying, you know, Dad, I really have to find something. I have to have a purpose in my life. I don't want a job. I don't want a career. I really want to have a purpose. And as I've heard these folks and folks like them and others that you've met in the career fair and this morning, one thing you can say is that everyone that gets in front of a classroom and is a role model and a mentor to 40, 50, 60, whatever, tens of thousands perhaps over a career, they bring meaning to those lives and they have a purpose for being there. I want to make a comment about Tom Lopez. Is Tom in the room? Because Tom was really terrific first couple of years when he was here, because he would say, I'm not very smart. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. So, and you've heard that before from people up here, because everybody will tell you, quote, there's nothing special. It's about persistence. It's about being committed. And it's about having a focus on what you want to do. Apply to many programs, 12 to 15. 12 to 15.
If you would have told me, I would have done it.
And yes, there are people who have applied to one and got into one. The odds are really, really against you. But, and I've said to people that, thank you, I've said to folks that, you know, you might get accepted to a school you don't want to go to, well, you can go ahead and turn it down. But it's really hard to get accepted if you haven't applied. It really, really is a very difficult path. So, the other two things I will mention is that this last year we had a pilot program with Bentley University on teaching skills. Doctoral programs don't teach you how to teach. I mean, some do have some little one-off programs or something, but basically you're in there as a TA, you then get a job as a faculty member, and you've been taught a lot about research and research methods, but there really hasn't been a dedicated program to teach you how to really be able to impart that knowledge in a way that students are able to readily absorb it. So Bentley has 3 or 4 people up there who are really, really exceptional, nationally known for their teaching skills. And they've been trying to do something with that. So we volunteered last year, and we had 25 of our PhD project relatively new faculty or people about to go on the market be part of a pilot program, and it was absolutely amazing, absolutely sensational, to a point where that's now going to be a permanent part of the PhD project, and that is people aiming at, perhaps as they are about to go on the market, because you don't want to hit that first year as a faculty member and get lousy teacher evaluations. That really doesn't help your self-confidence very much. So we're going to be a permanent part of that. The other thing that just happened Wednesday at our board meeting, which was a surprise to me, is that AACSB has offered to take the program that they do for aspiring deans, recraft it to be aspiring administrators, and to hold it just for people in the PhD project who are tenured associates or tenured fulls. They could presently be administrators, but people who really think that administration is something they want to consider, not necessarily to do, but to consider, just like you're considering this. So that's going to be launched sometime in the spring of 2016. So it's just, we're just not a one-trick dog. It's not just the PhD project. It's not about people, faculty becoming faculty members, but making them better faculty members, to helping them along the path to get tenure and to be successful, and then to get up to the top or further up the top of a pyramid in a university, so that light that they have shines even wider than it otherwise would, as was pointed out here. 40 students versus, how many I kind of saw, 36,000 students or something? 35,000 students. That's a pretty wide light beam. I would like to invite Tara and Marie and Christina and Myrna to come up to the stage. I mentioned to you when we opened up on Thursday what they do within the foundation and what they do within the PhD project, but they've just done an incredible job in putting this conference together. You have no clue how much goes into trying to make this thing run as smoothly as it does, and all the work has to be done throughout the year. So help me thank these 4 folks. And they're going to help me also with the next. This is our graduation ceremony. This started with Sandra. She was the only one that year. But it's a tradition we've kept. And we also do this at the Doctoral Student Association meetings during the summer. So when we meet together in August, those who have finished since the previous August have a graduation ceremony. So I'm going to start to read the names off, and they will come forward. The first person, whom you've met already, is Marcus Bellamy. PhD from Georgia Tech on the faculty at Boston University. Heiss Gibson. Heiss got his doctorate from Harvard Business School, now teaching at West Point, and I'm just going to wait for a few seconds because I want him to come up here and tell you what else he does with his life.
Appreciate it. I'm just a career Army officer, and I'm a battalion commander at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I will be an academic in 2 years back at West Point, but right now I'm just hanging out flying helicopters. So.
Just hanging out, flying helicopters. All right. Commander. Delancey Bennett. PhD, UMass Amherst, on the faculty at Clemson University. Keisha Lashley. PhD from Penn State, on the faculty at University of Virginia. Tiffany Maldonado. PhD, University of Houston, on the market. Rebecca Perrin. PhD, University of Central Florida, on the faculty at Cal State San Marcos. Angela Randolph. PhD, Texas Tech, on the faculty at Babson College. Delvin Seawright. PhD, Morgan State, faculty at Lamar University in Houston, Texas. Jocelyn Stewart. PhD, Alabama, Birmingham, on the faculty at Clayton State University. Tony Stovall. PhD, Arizona, on the faculty at Woodbury University. Regina Taylor. On the faculty PhD, Central Florida, on the faculty at Creighton University in Cleveland, Ohio. Ready? Johnson Thomas. PhD, Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, on the faculty at Rutgers University in New Jersey. And not only last alphabetically, but the most recent to finish, which I mentioned the other day, Elizabeth Ruth Wilson, PhD, Northwestern, on the market. Let's give them all a great round of applause. Well, thank you all for being here and for giving this some consideration. I wish you Godspeed, safe travels. Have a wonderful, wonderful, happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful holiday season. Please stay in touch with us. Questions, comments, get involved with the chat room in terms of the GMAT, and please let us know at any time if we can help you along the way and respond to any of your issues. Thank you very much.